Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday and our second therapy session for the week. Yes, we're ramping up therapy now. Seriously. I think the more therapy, the better. The more of us kind of get back into a space of some kind of reality. But anyway, it's actually kind of awesome hanging out with you all on a Saturday. And just so you know, after this, I'm taking a big ass break and I'm going to hang out with the kids in the park. So, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I see you all here. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I'm trying to make it so that we can all hang out. I know it's hard on Wednesdays. Some people have work. The time differences are crazy. All of those things. So like I said, I do love having these conversations with you all. I think they add a sense of it to me adds some sense of a community, and also to me it's about really creating space for us all to have a chat, and it's not always just about putting content up, but on some level just sitting back with you and having a coffee and on a Saturday. Well, it's Saturday afternoon here, so let's see where everybody's from. So why don't you guys all start putting in? We got Seth in the house. I think we got Vicky in the house. So why don't you all just start telling me where you're from? And I'll shout you out here because I love to see where everybody's from. It's so great. How many people come from all over the world to hang out with us? See, well, look at that. First one up, Netherlands. Right on, my friend. Georgia. North Texas. Hey, Seth, north of Ireland. Right on. I have to be getting back to Ireland soon. Wisconsin. Hey, Justin. Thank you, brother. Thanks so much for that. Kentucky, Houston, Buffalo, Oregon. We always have a lot of Oregon in the house. Ohio. Is that Jack, Ohio? Right on. Monroe, New York. Right on. Another Oregon. There we go. There's a reason there's always a lot of Oregon in the house. Canada, home of Trump. West Palm Beach. It is the home of Trump. New Jersey's in the house. East Texas, Quartzsite, Arizona, Arlington, Virginia, Phoenix, Pennsylvania, two of you right in a row. That's interesting. East Texas, Pennsylvania, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, North Carolina, Denmark's in the house. Oh, I hope you just watched my last upload was with our friend UK's in the house, Cleveland, with our friend Marcus, the offensive tranny, who's a really great young guy. I really love him a lot. And Arkansas's in the house, Pittsburgh, right on. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And I want to talk about a couple things here. I didn't really make a subject matter, right? Um, well, because the reason why is because it's Saturday. I didn't want to I want to just sort of mess around with you all. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is like, let's just have conversations. So here's one of the things that actually my partner, oh, Sin City. We love Sin City. And Virginia's in the house. I love Marcus. He's a great kid. He reminds, Seth, Seth, Marcus, Braxton, all the young guys that I really, and Jake and all of these kids that I have, and I call you all kids, Seth, because you know that. But West Virginia, right on. My mom's from West Virginia. Excellent. So it's a beautiful, beautiful state. It really is a beautiful state, West Virginia. If you've never been, you should actually try to go because actually it's incredibly beautiful there. It's the mountains and everything. So what I want to say is that I just love having all these sort of young guys that I see growing up and becoming something with themselves and really showing the difference between a lot of these young trans people who are so angry and disconnected and mad at the world and they want everything from you. And then I show you Marcus and Seth and Braxton and Jake and all of these guys who are like, what? No, I just have gender dysphoria. I fixed myself and I move on. And that's why I think building this space has been very important for me as an elder in the community. Hey, friend, thanks for joining us. It's been very important for me to sort of highlight these young guys and show you that I have a different space. I come from a different generation. I come from a different way. I transitioned all of it, where the younger generation is completely different. But I think what you guys all see out there is this angry, disconnected young generation, but they're not all like that. The kids like Seth and Braxton and Marcus, they're not in that. So that's why you don't see them because they're not all in the angry part of the internet. Just, so you don't get to see them. So going back to what I'm saying here is it makes me really happy when I have these sort of young focused kids, young trans guys around me, and you can actually see the difference in that, right? I'm your age, Buck. Well, but, I'm talking about the younger guys. I'm not talking about the older guys. So I think it's important that we highlight the sane younger guys. So, thanks for joining us, everybody. This is so great. So anyway, with that, I'm going to bring this up here. So thank you so much. Hey, Buck. Hey, thanks, Rachel. I appreciate you. Just want to say thank you for all you do. I just recently detransitioned. Oh, and without yours and Blair's videos, I wouldn't have felt confident enough to do that. Oh, so sincerely. Oh, thank you, Rachel. That means a lot to me. And I'm pretty sure it means a lot to Blair, too. It really does. I mean, we want to give you a space that you can say what you need to say, because it doesn't make you're not a bad person, friend. You're not. You're just a human who made a left turn for some reason. Maybe people told you to do that. Who knows? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care what your reasoning for detransitioning is in any way, shape, or form. You know that. I love you and I care about you, and all I want is the best for you. So thank you for being honest about that. And really, if you ever need anything, you know where to find me. I will be there for you. I'll give you resources, whatever you need. So I don't want you to get into a slump. But you sound like, I hope you're doing really well, friend. Thanks for that. It means a lot to me. Really, it does. Hey, Lumi, thanks so much. I have an ex that pretends to be trans. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be laughing, but it's just absurd when I read this. I have an ex that pretends to be trans online for the victim card. It's gross, to be honest. It is actually gross. So I would love to have a conversation with you about your ex being fake. But I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation because it's just sad. It's so sad to me that people feel like they need to be trans. What is this? What is this thing that people feel like they need to be trans? Hey, Justin, thank you, my friend. I love this space. I feel welcomed here. You are. I'm not even trans, but I love the people. I love the. Yeah, it's a safe space though. Yeah, I hate that term because it's been completely blown out and overused, like trigger warning, right? But I appreciate you saying that, because that's what we're doing here. We're actually making a space for all of us. Well, and if you notice, people do disagree with me here, and that's the whole point of it. You don't have to agree with everything I say, and that's how we find a solution. I'm really about finding solutions. And if we don't find solutions, oh, thank you. That was very sweet of you, friend. If we don't find solutions, right? We're not gonna get any better. Thanks to all the new members. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you, Tans. Thank you so much, everybody. Joanna, thank you. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. So I want to say this. If we don't look for solutions and all we're doing is pushing on both of these, and both sides are guilty. We all have to agree with that. There's just no desire to sort of meet in the middle, and maybe we can figure this out, and then maybe we can all sort of be happy and start to get back to some sense of reality. But there's this idea that I'm right and you're wrong, right? I base I would say I base all of my belief system on facts. And if you can present to me a factual situation that a child is trans and that a child can transition, then I might change my mind. But you can't. No one's ever given me the information I need to say. That being said, I used to believe in trans kids, and I used to think that that was a really great thing. But as I researched, because I just told you, I research and I read things, I changed my mind. There is not enough information for me to say, yeah, medicalize a child. It's awesome. There's not. In fact, there's more information to me that says that does not work. And I think that's hopefully what you're basing yours on, right? Because if we don't start actually trying to find solutions, where are we headed? Where are we headed? You got to find a solution. A solution is this. It doesn't mean that we're both right or wrong, right? So let me use a jury trial for this example. Okay, hold on one second here. Let me just say hi to Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. I'm in the medical field, and we had a meeting the other day where we got we got shown that gingerbread man is evil. It's getting crazy. Oh my God, how are they infiltrating in the medical field? The gingerbread man? What? The whole thing is actually creepy. As far as I'm concerned, it's creepy. Stay on target, people. Male, female, woman, man. Yep. There's stuff in between. Yep. You can choose your gender if you want to. Yep. It's gender stereotypes. They're missing the point. It's about gender stereotypes. It's not about gender dysphoria. A little kid is dealing with gender stereotypes. I really cannot believe a kid is smart, is knows himself or herself enough to say, I want to be a boy. They only want to be a boy because they see stereotypes. This is my actual honest opinion. And from a lot of the stuff that I've read from doctors, it's really that. Here's the best thing you can do for your kid. Leave them alone. There you go. Leave him alone. Let Tommy run around with Susie and let him wear Susie's dress if he wants to. Who cares? Who actually cares? Who cares if a 10-year-old boy wears a dress? Do you actually care about that? Because it's not going to, if that kid is inside seriously a trans kid, and when he gets old enough to make those choices, it'll still come out. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether or not you agree with that kid wearing a dress. We shouldn't even be worried about the clothes or any of that stuff. We should be worried about what's going on with the kid, right? Hey, Rachel, friend, I transitioned at 17 and was pushed by doc. Wow. Wow. Have we had an interview? I'm 26 now and I regret it so much, but I'm doing better and I'm making the most. Oh, love you, Rachel. Can you send me a DM or Seth will put the email here. If you could email me, I would sure love to interview about that. That is really one of the things I want to do is bring your voices. When we bring your voices to the platform, it strengthens our fight against puberty blockers. And you sound like the perfect candidate for that. So please send me something if you're really interested, because it would be an honor to talk to you about this and really present it to the world. So the reason I'm talking about this is because I don't know how many of you live in California. I do. And California is a little bit too much woke as far as I'm concerned. But that being, thanks, Seth. But being here, let me put this up here. So anyone who wants to reach out to us, that's our email right there, and you can send us whatever you need. You can even send us stuff to react to, which a lot of you have been doing, which we appreciate very much. One of the things that I wanted to say was clothes. Just leave the kids alone. Leave them alone. If the boy wants to wear a dress, it actually doesn't matter. It's not going to make that kid gay, and it's not going to make that kid trans, okay? It's going to make that kid want to mess around with gender stereotypes, and that's where you're going to let the kid grow up to be completely normal. I guarantee you. When you start pushing against the kid because maybe they want to wear ponytails or a barrette in their hair, and you're like, no, no, you don't think the kid feels that? They feel that. They actually feel that. They feel the push against it, like, "That's bad. Don't do it." It's not bad. None of that is bad. To me, what is bad is when you start calling your little 10-year-old boy a girl because your little 10-year-old boy wants to wear a dress. That doesn't make him trans or anything. It makes him nothing. Even if he wants to have the name of Susie, but he's a boy, who cares? If you just let them get it out of their system, and I know this because on some level, I played around with a lot of those kids in the back in the day. I'm the only one who transitioned later in life. These are all still chicks who are maybe gay or just straight women with babies and families. In my experience, okay, and I have a lot of experience under my belt, when you leave the kids alone and you let them figure out their own space, most of the time they're going to either grow out of it or they're going to grow into it. But that's the choice of that child. It should never be the choice of the adult, ever, 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 ever. And I think we're putting a lot of pressure on parents. You understand what I'm saying? We're putting a lot of pressure on parents, and I don't think that's fair. And so I need to have a sip of my coffee here 1 second. So one of the things I've decided that I wanted to kind of chat with you all about today is, yeah, kids aren't so innocent anymore, aren't allowed to be. That wait, where's that comment, Shannon? Here we go. Kids aren't allowed to be innocent anymore. That's right. And why is that, Shannon? My opinion is the reason kids aren't allowed to be innocent anymore is because adults have an agenda. The adults are doing this, not the kids. Do you know kids have always acted this way? You and I both know that. Kids have always played with gender. Kids have always played with all kinds of stuff. Some kids want boy toys. Kids want girl toys. It does not make them anything. This is why I have the problem with trans kids. You are doing exactly what, okay? What you are trying to say other people are doing. Do you know that? They are doing exactly what they're trying to say other people are doing. When you are saying your kid is trans, how do you know that? How do you actually know that? Because a doctor told you? One doctor who works at a gender clinic? Have you taken your kid to another person to get another opinion? Have you done that? Have you even thought about doing that? You see what they do? They just tell the parents to go to one doctor, or they tell them to go to one clinic, or they tell them to go to one place, but that place is a biased place. They're going to say straight up, your kid is trans. They're not even going to give time for the kid to, like, oh, say maybe your kid just needs to hang out with some stuff and do some things, right? Hey, Lumi, as a kid, I wanted to be a mermaid. I didn't. I wanted to be G.I. Joe, but I decided to be a mermaid. They can put their imagination into art, not there you go. VTuber. There you go. That's the way to do it. The thing is, anyway, so I have this desire to stop this transing of children. It's actually disturbing me a lot, and I think I get a lot of hate. I don't know if you all know that, but I get a lot of hate from trans people in the so-called community. They come after me constantly and call me a grifter and call me a pick me and call me right wing and tell me that I'm killing kids and tell me that I'm doing so. I get so much hate from a so-called community that, it does. I'm not going to lie. It's exhausting. It is. It's 100% exhausting. But what I know, and I have to stay on track, is that there's a bigger picture than me. And my exhaustion and my getting kicked in the, so-called nuts every day, it can't take me out. It just can't. I cannot let it. So I have to sort of compartmentalize, if that makes sense. A lot of times I have to just take myself and say, I cannot let myself take this on personally. If that does that make sense? I can't take it personal when they come at me. I have to go, okay, there's a reason for this. And then I have to put my feelings, I actually do. I have to put my feelings over here, and I have to stay focused on the facts, and I have to stay focused on my vision of the kids. And I have to remember the detransitioners. It's the detransitioners that keep me really, really, really going, because those are the kids that are telling me it doesn't work. And those are the kids that are telling me they got lost in a system that they're pushing on these young people, right? Oh, I hope to meet you too, my friend. We will. We'll meet. We'll totally meet. Thank you, friend. So I just want to let you know, I'm not saying this because I need, a pat on the back, or that's not why I'm telling you this at all. I just want to tell you that because this kind of work is difficult. It so is. And so it's why, I just want to encourage everybody, because you're all in the fight. We're all in the fight here. We're all in it together. My struggle is not any more than your struggle. We're all struggling to get our voices heard, and we're all struggling to bring light to this really dangerous situation. And what I'm saying to you is, you got to take breaks, people. I hope you do. I hope you go out and you do things with your family, or you just take a bike ride, or you just get off the internet for a whole day, like a Saturday. We shouldn't be here, by the way. We should be out there, but here we are. But that being said, I'm hoping this Saturday edition will encourage you to know that you have to know the difference between the internet and reality. And that's also how I navigate this horrible trans activism space, is I know the difference between reality and the internet. And every day, I'm not kidding you guys, almost, okay, I'm going to use the word almost, before every day when I go out in that world, do you know that a person says something to me positive? They say something to me positive. Hi, Buck. Thank you for your work. Oh my God, are you Buck Angel? Oh, wow. I can't believe what you're doing. Keep going. I get it all the time. People recognize me all the time, and never do they say hateful things to me out there. That gives me a sense of of such enormous security on some level, and such an enormous boost in what I'm doing is a positive thing, when the real world says, hey, Buck, you are so great and you are doing great thing at the airport. Ladies, mostly it's ladies, come up to me. Thank you, Buck, for doing what you're doing. We appreciate. I mean, it's crazy. So I just want you to know that this is not real. I'm real, but this whole insanity on the internet of, so when people come after me, I know the difference between reality and the internet. But when you get called names every day, it's like, what? And then, like, this happens to me sometimes. That's also kind of sad to me. My friends who I've known for 10 plus years on the internet, through my adult entertainment place, through all of it. Oh my God, there's some trans women that are coming out of that space who are just coming after me. And I'm thinking, well, we've had a relationship with each other for 10 years. You couldn't DM me and you couldn't say, hey, Buck, you know what? I don't like what you're saying. It's not cool. You're spreading false information. And then me and you could actually have a conversation. But instead, they blast me on the internet or on X or Instagram or TikTok. They just blast me. And I'm like, okay, I see how you people work. You're not willing to have a conversation. You just want to get brownie points for hating on Buck. Because right now it's brownie points. When you hate on Buck or you hate on Blair or you hate on Marcus, you get brownie points from the community. Because people come to me all the time and they say, "You know what, Buck? Everyone hates you." It's just coming out of my mouth is kind of funny. You know what, Buck? Everyone hates you. I'm reading this going, but why are you telling me that? It's like, everyone hates you. So what I did is I came to see how you talk, which I thought, that's great that kid did that. And he said, I can't believe people hate you. What you're saying is actually real. So, I mean, the things people do just to sort of skirt you away from me, because they don't want you to hear what I'm saying. So you've got to think about that. When people say things to you like, don't listen to X, Y, and Z, don't listen to him, don't listen to her, you should go listen to them. Don't let people tell you that, whoever that is. You make your own choice, people. Don't let people tell you who to listen to and who not to listen to. That's your first clue that there's something wrong. There is something wrong there. You have to make your own choices and you have to make your own decisions on the people you want to have around you, the people who you have conversation with. All of that is your choice. It is not the choice of your community or the people you hang out with. Imagine if you went to church, okay? Hey, Stephanie, thank you, friends, so much. If parents didn't think DCS for nothing, right, would come for their kids after taking them to therapy, even though the system is broken, it would be easier. So yes, wait till you see what I'm going to show you here. I also don't agree with that. CPS, Child Protective Services, are made for a very specific thing, people. We should not be using CPS to call a parent out because they're not transitioning their child. That is a waste of the CPS space, okay? CPS is specifically for very bad parents who are doing very bad things. To not transition your child is not a very bad thing, and it is not child abuse, okay? It is not. It is a decision between the parents that nobody else except the parents, the doctor, the therapist, everyone. Even though I disagree with transitioning a child, it's my opinion, okay? Based on factual information. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm nothing. So when a parent comes to me and says, Buck, should I? I'm like, wait a minute here. You can't, I have an opinion. No, but I highly suggest you get opinions from medical professionals, even though many of the medical professionals I feel are being caught up in the woke stuff. There are great medical professionals who are not, and more of them are coming out, and more of them are starting to say, no, your kid isn't trans. But my point being is, we should not be telling parents how to navigate their own space. We should be helping parents find the space that helps them figure out why your child feels like they're trans at 3. You really believe a 3-year-old can make that choice? There's no. So I'm going to show you something right here. In the LA Times, okay? I'm going to bring this up here. Let me just bring this up here. Add to stage. Okay, let me see. Can I make this bigger? How's that? See that? A heated custody battle over the transgender child in California stokes a viral debate. Have you guys heard about this case? This case was a big case here in California. And I think it might have been, if not one of the first, one of many that's happening here, of a child being taken away from a parent because the one parent wanted to transition the child, and the other parent, the father, was just disgusted. Now, I took the time to read this whole article today because I knew of this case before. And here, I'll put this here for a minute. I knew of this case before, but what I knew of this case was different than what I read today. And after this, I can put a link to the article if you all wanna listen, wanna watch it, read it. I'm sorry, read it. But it's quite interesting to me because after reading this article, and I'll tell you this also, I don't necessarily believe journalists are all on the up and up, just so you know. And that's also my opinion. I just think some journalists are biased as well. And so the story feels a little biased towards the trans kid, but I'm gonna just read it anyway. But so here's what happens. The mom says says that the kid is playing with, wants to wear a pink dress, and the dad freaked out. The dad lost his shit and was like, my son, it's a boy who wants to wear a girl's dress, right? Does it make him trans? What was I saying earlier? Does it make him trans? It's just a kid that wants to put on a pink dress because somehow he likes the color pink and he likes little frilly, awesome stuff. Who cares, right? Really, who cares? But the dad flipped out. And I think the kid was like 3 or 4 when they started sort of gravitating towards girl clothes. And even though he was a little boy, he was gravitated towards girl clothes. And so all of a sudden, the mom starts thinking the kid has some gender identity disorder. What? That is absurd. But the dad got mad because the mom was letting the kid wear the pink little dress. Now, right there, I'm not okay with the dad doing that. Okay. That's right. That's right, Lynn. That's right, Lynn. That's right. Dad probably has a problem with homophobia. That's what I immediately said to myself. I'm like, okay, well, right there, the dad is being kind of a dick as far as I'm concerned. Why? Because he's homophobic. He's saying men don't wear dresses, boys don't dress like. I'm like, oh God, dude, you're just totally making a big deal out of it. What I said earlier, stop making a big deal out of shit when your kid wants to do something that's off kilter of stereotypes, right? Because isn't that what we're trying to do? Oh my God, you guys, it's just frustrating because I thought we got rid of gender stereotypes, and the trans community is the one bringing back gender stereotypes, just so you know. Just so you know, it's them doing it. It's so ridiculous. So instead of just saying my kid is gender non-conforming, which is an actual thing, they're like, oh my God, your kid is trans. So the thing that pisses me off about this article, there's a couple things, but one of the things that bothered me about this particular article here was that all of a sudden, this kid is wanting to wear a pink dress and the dad is going nuts. I'm looking for this one particular part of the article, and here, I'll read this to the beginning of it so you can get out. So conservative social media influencer Chris Elston, who goes by the handle, I think you all know who Billboard Chris is, and travels the country denouncing medical treatment for transgender youth, posted a video to his hundreds of thousands of followers in late 2023. Elston was in Phoenix at America Fest, a conservative conference hosted by a right-wing group, Turning Point. I've been on Turning Point, by the way, just so you know. Is it right wing? I hate, the problem is that right wing sounds so like hard lined, and I'm not really sure if they're that hard line. They had me on their show. Children cannot consent to puberty blockers. The video showed him interviewing a Southern California father named Adam Vina. This is who I'm talking about, who claimed that his 5-year-old had been taken away from him by the state because he objected to the child being transgender. Now, that being said, that's sort of what happened and sort of not what happened, just so you know. So I'm not going to sit here and read the whole article today, but what I'm going to say is, oh, thank you, friend. Thank you. Your work is needed in the world and it's important. Thank you, friend. That guys like you, Marcus, Seth, Blair, are the ones doing the work. But it's because of you guys. We can't do this alone. We need you. That's why Blair calls it her Blair Army, right? Because we need you. We need you to amplify our voices. We need you to help us get this stuff out there. That's why I say this is a team. This is a community. It's a team effort. We don't all agree on everything 100%. Everyone here is not politically aligned. There's no way. We're just not. And that's okay because we have one focus here. And the focus right now is children. And we all pretty much agree. I think it's everyone in this room Hey Riley, thanks for catching the live. Everyone in this space is probably pretty much about the same with the kids. I think we're all in the same space with that. So here's this guy. He's so mad that his kid is wearing a pink dress, and I'm like, okay, well that's just not cool, dude. Blah 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 blah. It becomes a family court case where the mom is transitioning the kid, the dad is pissed off. That became the narrative for this story. Okay, but reading now underlying, there's always underlying issues, people. Always. I bet if we looked at every family that has a trans kid, there is some underlying issues there. I will almost guarantee it. Every time I look into these families, somehow the parents aren't getting along. There's drama in the house that affects children. You know that kids can feel the anger from the parents. I grew up in a household like that where my parents were fighting. There was nonsense happening. Oh, it used to just make me cringe at 10 and I hated it. But that's normal. It's not abnormal for parents to fight. It's just what happens in reality. But kids take some of that stuff on. So to me, it sounds like these two parents were not getting along with each other. And so stuff was coming out, and the mom wants to put the kid in a dress, and the dad is like, that's not cool. That's like gay, and blah, blah, blah. And you're not going to transition my kid. But prior to all of this coming out, this man was abusive to his woman. Okay, this man was abusive to his wife. I think they were married, and he was not cool. He was physically abusive, verbally abusive. She had a restraining order against him, I think, a couple times prior to the whole trans thing. This is where I'm telling you, this is what we need to look at. What's going on in these households of trans kids, right? There's something going on there. So now then the kid starts wearing a pink dress, so the dad gets mad, and now it becomes about the trans kid. So I'm like, wait a minute, something weird is going on here. It's not what we have been told. Okay. So there's this part where they have to go to court, and the dad is really angry. So the dad starts getting visitation rights. I'm looking for this one link. And here's so about a year later, just after so they call the kid A. Of course, they don't want to put the kid's name out. Third birthday, Vina, which is the husband, said A told him about owning a pink dress. Vina said he knelt down, looked at A in the eye, and said, "Boys don't wear dresses." See that? So that's what he just said to his child. Boys don't wear dresses. Why? Why'd you have to say that, dude? Why'd you have to just say that? Why are you making a big deal about the dress? Why are you doing that to your kid? The kid is 5 or 3 or something. Why are you doing that? So I already think the dad is really angry, very homophobic, not wanting to even do that. So anyway, so they start sort of arguing with each other. The man is super angry. When you read the whole article, it's kind of gross. And like he actually does do some verbal stuff that's not nice. Okay. So they start to go to a therapy. They have to go to court, in family court. That's where they figure this stuff out. He gets visitation rights. She has the kid for all the time. And so he gets to see the kid, but he's still acting like a nutcase, right? So raising a gender nonconforming child, particularly one as young as A, can be confusing for even the most well-meaning parents. It's also something that has been deeply researched for years. This is true. Most children between the ages of 18, listen to this, and 24 months can recognize gender groups. That is, distinguish between boys and girls and understand their own gender by the age of 3. I'm not really, and I'm going to show you something. And that's the Mayo Clinic. That's the Mayo Clinic. Okay. I'm not 100% going to say the Mayo Clinic is unbiased. I don't necessarily believe that. So then what I did, hold on, I'm going to do this right here. Let me just do this. I want to bring this up because I find this to be very important. So now I'm going to show you the Mayo Clinic. Okay. Watch this. Da, 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 da. Duh. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I don't know if you all can see that, but I've got this one particular point where their hot link from that particular article goes straight to the Mayo Clinic, okay? It is important to remember that gender identity and gender expression are different concepts. Very important. Very important. A child's gender identity doesn't always lead to a certain gender expression, and a child's gender expression doesn't always point to a child's gender identity. I totally agree with that. Gender expression and behavior might include certain bathroom behavior, right? An aversion to wearing a bathing suit, a preference for underwear, typically for the different sex, a strong desire to play with toys typically assigned to a different sex. Now, I disagree with that. To me, that's a gender nonconforming kid or just a kid. Don't rush. This is very important. Don't rush to label your child. Over time, your child will continue to tell you what feels right. That's from the Mayo Clinic, okay? That is a very important sentence. Don't rush to label your child. Over time, your child will continue to tell you what feels right. Bam. And that, to me, is not what's happening. That, to me, is not what's happening. What's happening is the minute you put the pink dress on the boy is trans. That's what's happening. And so then after that, in the particular article in the LA Times, they go on to back to family court, and the judge in the family court decides your child needs to be diagnosed or assessed, which is exactly right as far as I'm concerned. Where do you think the judge sent the particular child to be assessed? I wonder if any of you can guess this one. And this is where I don't agree. You can't diagnose a child with gender dysphoria. There you go. That's true. Planned Parenthood, no, but close. So the judge, well, I don't know quotes. The judge, the judge sends the mom and the child to the Los Angeles Children's Hospital. What? They are known to be so biased and so pro puberty blockers. Dr. Olson runs the gender clinic at the LA Children's Hospital. I know someone's girl, I know a family that transitioned their child at 5 because Dr. Olson gave that kid puberty blockers at 5. So that they have an agenda. They're biased there. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not fair. It's not fair that we assess these kids in spaces that are very one track mind. Do you agree? How do we get an unbiased opinion about your child? How do we do that? How do we send it? How can you send a child to a space where you know they're going to diagnose the kid with gender dysphoria? Now, this is interesting. Reading the rest of the article, when the child first went in there, they decided that the child didn't have gender dysphoria, which I thought was quite fascinating to me because I thought for sure they were. But I think that they realized the kid is 3. You can't diagnose. But I think when the kid went back, then they diagnosed the kid with gender dysphoria later, a couple of years later. Which again is like, what? Affirming what? What are you affirming? I would love to know what you're affirming. That your kid wants to wear a purple or pink or something dress? Is that what you're affirming? Or that the kid wants to have ponytails? Or that the kid wants to play with all the girls and not all the boys? Do you know how many gay men I know that grew up playing with all girls? Okay. Do you know that I grew up playing with all boys? So what does that even mean? I didn't transition until 30, people. So I lived in my dysphoria until the age of 30. And it can be done, and it should be done. Okay? No parent should ever make that choice for a child. I think I would have been pissed at my parents because I might have struggled. There's no doubt about it. Oh God, when you read my book, it's just insane what I have come through to the other side. Sometimes I can't even believe it. I just can't believe I'm sitting in front of all you. And when you see what I'm going to write, you're going to be like, how did this dude make it? I made it because I struggled. I made it because it was difficult for me, but I knew in my brain that there was a reason for me. You start to learn these things as you get older and you start to understand the struggle. There's a part where you just don't want to struggle. I went through alcohol, drugs, attempts at things, psychiatric hospitals, cutting. I did it all. So I'm very understanding of people who are struggling. It's not like I didn't struggle. I struggled, but I'm actually so happy I struggled. I lived as a gay woman for many years of my life, a butch gay woman, not just a gay woman. Shaved head, butch as heck, got my face beat in by dudes who were complete. I got so much stuff happening to me. Am I here sitting in front of all you people today? Yes, I am. Do I want people to struggle? No. In the reality of the world, is struggle real? Yes. Will people, even if your child transitioned, they are still going to struggle. This doesn't solve everything. It comes with a new batch of struggles. It comes with a whole new batch of everything. So I don't care if you think your child's just going to be the happiest kid in the world because you're putting them on hormones and blockers and all these things. That's not true. This child that you're putting on all of this medication now has a whole other level of problems, the medication. And that's not what they're saying to these parents. They're not. They're saying one thing and one thing only. Oh, hey, Danny, thank you. I love your energy. Guess why I have energy? Coffee. I'm a coffee person. But I just find it really kind of sad to me that we have this idea. Every kid wants to wear yes, how come we don't talk about kids anymore? Why? How come we kid that just don't say that? I'm having celebration. Oh, I'm rebooting. Yeah, my internet's been acting insane. Is it happening? Yeah. Did I glitch? Hold on. Am I back? Internet. I'm totally looking for a new internet service provider because this one sucks. It's Spectrum, which is cable, and we all know cable sucks. But in my area, for some reason, I can't get fiber. I need fiber. So if anybody works for internet, help me. I need fiber internet. I can't handle this cable stuff. Okay. It'll come back in a minute. Give it a minute to recycle. Let's just have a coffee. Okay, we're good. I know cable sucks, dude. It sucks so bad. Okay. It's remember dial up? Oh my god. Do you know that I tried to do streaming on dial up back in the day? Spectrum, it's the worst. It's horrifying. And I have like the highest spectrum you can have, like something gigabytes, and it still does this nonsense. It's ridiculous. The dial-up, that stuff brings back memories, man. Oh geez, man, back in the day when the internet first came out, it was crazy. It was so crazy. I hate Spectrum. Get me out of here, everybody who works for like AT&T fiber. Get me fiber. So I know it was ee-oo, ee-oo, ee-oo. How many of you guys remember that? It's like that sound is actually, thanks for reminding me of that sound. I'm going to look for that. That might be a really great thing to put in my videos. That might be a great thing to have in my reaction videos. You got mail. Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. Remember on RuPaul's Drag Race? And it used to be, you got she-mail. Remember that? It was so great. It was brilliant. It was hilarious. And then all the crazy trans people were like, that's transphobic. What? It's so not transphobic. It's hilarious. You got she-mail. It was brilliant marketing. But of course, everyone has to make a big deal out of everything, right? Everything is transphobic. You're transphobic. Everyone's transphobic. I think I should just make t-shirts. And would you wear t-shirts if I put transphobic? That would be so great. We should all wear transphobic t-shirts. It's actually so good. I should make turf. I should make bootlicker. I should make what are the ones? Bootlicker, turf, pick me, transphobic. I should just make a whole bunch of those sort of words they call us. It's so ridiculous and embarrassing. Feelings over facts. Oy vey. Right on. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about that LA Times article because if you want, just the name of the article. Here, let me just bring this back up again for a minute. The name of the article, you should all watch. You should all actually, if you can, you should actually try to read this article because it's actually very fascinating, and I think you'll get a different perspective. Um, you'll get a different perspective here of what's going on because I actually didn't really understand until this whole case. It's here. It is. It's called the heated custody battle over transgender child. If hold on here. You see that? If you all have an opportunity to read that, you really should, because I had a different opinion about it before. But once I read it, I'm like, oh, it's not what is being presented as. The dad is kind of a crazy nut. Blue, thank you, Blue. People can't be diagnosed with any PPD, schizophrenia until 18. How can a 4-year-old child be diagnosed with because gender? They can't, especially if they're not even going through puberty. I say the same thing, friend, and thank you for that. How if a kid isn't going through puberty? Okay, how do they even know the difference between a man and a woman? They might think like, oh, a boy does that. That's what I'm saying. They look at boys playing with trucks and they look at girls playing with dolls or wearing pink dresses. So maybe they gravitate towards that because they like the way it looks, or it looks like the kid in the pink dress is having more fun than the kid playing with the truck. It's really more of a mental thing that's going on with these kids and these ideas of stereotypes. That's why I don't believe those children have gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria comes later on in life. I really do think that as you grow up and you start to see the differences, that's, I think, where my dysphoria came from as I started growing up and I started feeling uncomfortable walking around the world as a woman. And that's where I started to feel like, oh, I will feel much better living as a man and walking the world. And it did. It literally changed my whole life for the better. But again, you can disagree if you think what I did is bad. I don't have an issue with that because I don't live for people. I live for myself. But there. That being said, I still did it as an adult, so I don't blame my parents for anything. But imagine if your parents transitioned you at 10, and then you get to be 30, and you decide that you're not really a man, you're really a woman. Are you going to be pissed off at your parents? Are you? I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of the young kids who are being transitioned by their parents are going to grow up and be pissed. And then they're going to be pissed at their parents. And then they're going to blame their parents. And then they're not going to have a relationship with their parents. And there you did. You broke up the whole family. That's what's happening with the trans agenda. It's breaking up families, which I'm so disgusted by. How dare you break up families because you think you know better for a family? That's what I keep saying. This is a family situation. Shut up. They shouldn't even be writing LA Times articles on it. I really don't believe they should be doing that. They should not be doing that. It should be private, in a private space. I do not think parents should have the ability to put their phone and put TikTok kids all over the internet. I think that should be illegal. I actually do. I cannot believe somebody would do that with their child. I don't put my child's face on the internet. I think you all know that. If I have a picture I like with him, I'll put a clown face on it or something. I find it to be very scary that people are exposing their children on the internet. It's so creepy. So that's where I feel like, what? Why are you transitioning your kid? It's creepy. Anyway, you all know how I feel about that. So, I love to do these little reactions because they're funny and they just make me laugh because we have all lost our way when we are telling kids that they can change their sex. We've lost our way. There's an agenda. And how dare people say it's reversible? Go watch some of my interviews with actual Real trans kids who were put on puberty blockers at 13, don't have a penis, got vaginal something surgery. That doesn't work. Now they're 22 years old. They've never had sex. They have no sexual functioning. They have no sexual feeling. They're just a walking blob. Yeah, go right ahead and give kids puberty blockers. It's as if nobody's paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. We are, but we're a small group compared to these powerful medical associations, all of it. I don't know if you guys saw my WPATH files live on Wednesday. Please, please, please read those files. Please, please, please push those files. This is the thing that's going to change everything. We finally got the truth coming out of what WPATH is, which is a joke. It's a joke organization. So do you guys want to do a couple of reactions before we go? I can't wait for them to go down. They're going down. I told you guys, I sent my mom a whole thing of these so she can serve them to her friends at tea time. It's hilarious. Okay, let's do this, kids. I think I picked up some good ones today. Let's see. Hold on.
It's not what I'm going to spend.
Hold on. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Boy, do they like to complain. It's shocking. They just like to complain about everything. That's nothing is good enough for these people. It's like, oh my God, my life sucks. Like, oh, really? Does your life actually suck? Are you just looking for something to bitch about? So listen to this.
I am one of those trans people that like does not have the energy to correct people when they misgender me. It's not.
I gotta stop for 1 minute. Did you hear what she just said? I have no energy to stop people when they misgender me. It's your fault. You look like a woman and you sound like a woman, and people are going to call you a woman. So if you want to have he, they, ze, them, zer pronouns, you're the one who has to deal with it, not me. It's not my fault if I misgender you. It's nobody's fault but your own, because you're choosing those. What do you think? Magically everyone knows that you're like want to be a dude? Nope. Sorry, friend. Doesn't work that way.
Spend my time on. And that means I get misgendered a lot and like repeatedly by the same people. And I'm now wondering if I should just go on tea, if that'll.
Oh my, did you hear that? This is one of the biggest problems I have. She's so over being misgendered that she wants to take tea in order to maybe make herself look more masculine. That's not trans. That is not gender dysphoria. That is playing around with gender roles. That is actually upsetting to me. You see, when they do that kind of stuff, it makes me and my disorder look like a joke. I take this very seriously. I think you all know that. I take this very seriously. This is life-changing for me. This is everything for me. It is not an easy thing to do. It is still something I don't, like, on some level, forget. Daily, I know who and what I am. You have to sort of compartmentalize. But these people are all, I'm going to take a little tea because I'm so bummed being misgendered. Are you kidding me? Are you going to commit or not? It's like being in a relationship with somebody, right? And not showing up. Oh, okay, sure. We can be boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife, but like, I don't know, maybe I'll come around tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I'm not really sure if we're in a relationship. Maybe I want to have other partners. I'm not really sure if we should get married. You understand what I'm saying? These are people who don't want to commit like I have committed. I committed to this because I had to commit to it because my disorder is so thick and so heavy that I cannot stand to be misgendered. I cannot stand it. So I made the effort so that you never, ever misgender me. And the people who misgender me, they're doing it on purpose. So I can distinguish the difference between somebody who's having malice and somebody who's just, you know what I mean? Knowing me and calling me he. It's a real thing, people. So this is why I want to call these fake trans people out. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate you. Or whatever. I don't even know. Do I misgender people always? I don't even know. But you probably don't even care. Okay, let's get back to this. person who loves to
It'll
complain.
stop people from misgendering me. I don't think it will, but I'm just at the point where I'm
See, she was literally like laughing about taking the tea, and I just don't know. Maybe, haha, somebody will stop. Haha, haha. Maybe I should. Haha. What's so funny? I'd like to know what's so funny because this isn't funny for me. This is horrible. I hate being trans. I hate it. I want to be a man. I don't want to be a fucking trans person. And so these people want to be trans and it's funny. And maybe I'll take a little bit and maybe I'll have top surgery or maybe I won't. And, go F off.
like, I don't know what else I can do. It's like all over my online presence, all over my
online presence. What was I talking about earlier today? You see, online reality. Online reality. This person is in the open air space. You see where they are? They're probably at a school or something. And now they're bitching because at school they got misgendered. They don't get misgendered on the internet. You see the difference? So they can't even live in the real world because their real world is the internet. So when they go outside into the actual world where you're supposed to be, you're not supposed to be here all day long, all day telling people your pronouns. You're not supposed to be doing that. That's not real life. And then when they hit real life, they're like spinning out because someone called them a she. Look at that person. They're a she. And they're blaming you and me for it. They're blaming you and me for being misgendered.
email signature. It's how I introduce myself. And I just still don't have the energy to correct people, but obviously
I don't have the energy to correct people. What does that mean? What does that even mean? That's such entitlement. I don't have the energy. Well, Missy, want to know what? 30 years ago, and yeah, I'm going to say it. I had the energy to correct people because I had to in order to move forward in my life and understand people don't agree with me, but I know my own self. Please call me he. I got she'd all the time because I was still in the she form. The entitlement is unbelievable to me. I don't have the energy.
it pain hurts and
It hurts.
I'm tired of it. So
And I'm tired of it. What really hurts? I'd love to know what hurts. What hurts? Words? Oh my God, please. Are you kidding me? I swear to God, we should have a time cap. We should literally make these kids go live 20 years ago. We literally should make them go live in a space where they would be misgendered all day long, where trans doesn't exist, where they have to figure out life, where they have to get a job. There's no TikTok. They have to show up for work. They have to take out the garbage, mow the lawn, pick up the dog shit. What's going on? What's happening? It's like,
what do people do these days? How are we fixing this problem that will never go away?
You created the problem. I swear, guys, get me out of here. How are we gonna fix the problem you created? This problem didn't exist before. You're the one who created this. I'm telling you, as an old trans person, this never exists until you and your piercing, which, by the way, y'all, I used to have that piercing 20 years ago. I had my nipples pierced. I had a nose septum. I had all of it. Okay. So I was that. But did we walk around telling everybody that our pronoun? We never told you our pronouns ever. They literally created the problem and now they're putting it all on us. We gotta laugh because it's just absurd. Okay, let's get her out of here. He's just like, who created this problem? You did. Okay, I'm gonna put that one last. Okay, watch this. Oh my God. I mean, you can respect me all you want, Adrian. I don't care if those kids respect me or not. There's just no such thing anymore. They don't even understand what they're doing. And I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care. It's not my problem. Oh, God. I knew somebody was going to. Wait, where'd you go? Was it you, Rowan? I just have to bring this up right here. Was it Rowan? Who was it? Oh, no, it's Butterfly. And weirdos like. I knew somebody was going to ask me to do that. I knew it. I've been kind of staying away from that. Do you all know who that one is? Because that one already had me blocked. I was already going to try to converse with this person, but they already blocked me on everything. I don't even know them. So that's how I know fake, fake, totally fake. Why would you block me and not have a conversation? I mean, come on. It's Saturday. We got to laugh at this nonsense. Okay. This one is upsetting. Hold on 1 second.
So gender dysphoria.
Oh, this is going to totally mess you up, you guys. This one's going to mess you up. Listen.
Hi there. My name is August McVale. My pronouns are she, they. So gender.
The pronouns are she, they.
Dysphoria and dysphoria overall. I had someone comment that I'm someone with like facial hair or a beard, and they came at me pretty angrily with these comments and they even like misgendered me in some comments, and they were just saying that like
He literally just said somebody misgendered her. She, that's her pronouns are she. And she, they, by the way, she, they. And she said somebody misgendered her. Okay.
Treating like the trans experience like it's fun, which is, I mean, like, I'm sorry, it must have not been fun for you based off the attitude.
Did you just hear what he said? I'm sorry that your trans journey isn't fun for you. It's not fun, dude. This is not fun. What is wrong with you people?
That you're giving me. But I hope to personally have a lot of fun with it. I hope to gain a lot of self-exploration.
He wants to have fun with it. This is why I'm calling these people out. I hope you see what I'm trying to say here. I'm really not making fun. I'm really not making fun. I'm calling them out. This person is not transsexual. This person is fetishizing my disorder, okay? Totally fetishizing my disorder. God dang it. Hold on 1 second. It's moving so fast. Justin, thank you. Have you seen this email I sent yet? You're going to laugh at that one. They got misgendered. It's all, I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of this. This person is not a trans person. There's no way this person is a trans person. He does look like, he totally does, which is you know what? A P person. That person is a P person. Totally. Totally. Oh my God.
I've constantly had not the best of times growing up as a queer person, you might have guessed. So I just want to say, please let me claim this. Please let me reclaim some sense of joy within my trans experience. And dysphoria can show up in different ways for different people. Facial hair for me in particular doesn't necessarily give me dysphoria. I spent a long time wishing I could grow facial hair because I thought I had to be masculine.
Nope, you do not have dysphoria. You are not a trans woman. Okay, you're something else. You might be a crossdresser or a transvestite or even HEP. You might be you are not a transsexual. You would never put yourself in the camera calling yourself she and then getting mad at people because they misgendered you. You look like a dude. Number 3, dude, what the heck's going on with you? It's not fun to be trans. This is how I can tell. I'm calling all of you out. There is nothing fun about having a gender dysphoria space. It is horrible. It is uncomfortable. You, dude, should be uncomfortable in front of that camera right now. As a transsexual person with dysphoria, you should be uncomfortable putting your masculinity when you're calling yourself a woman. That's how I know you're full of it. You're actually full of shit. Buck, I feel totally sick due to my dysphoria in my body, and I almost cry. That's what I'm talking about. Meet real trans people who have real dysphoria. They will tell you that that's not real. That is something else. And fine, you're right. Dysphoria affects people in different ways, my friend. You are right. But stop calling yourself trans then. Okay, trans is not a joyful space. Trans is not an experience. Trans is not. It's a medical space where you fix it with hormones, surgeries, whatever, and you move on with your life. You don't spend your life on TikTok talking about how you have this and that, and you're
And I attributed facial hair to masculinity, and I don't anymore. So before anyone says you have facial hair, you are invalid, and your experience is silly, and you're not a real she/they because you grow facial hair.
You're not.
I can't stop it. I work.
Okay, you know what? I really don't believe this person is real. I don't. I don't believe this person is real. I think they're another one of those trolls who are taking this on and making fun of everything. You see, this is what's happening. We got these people pretending they're trans because now he has a big following on TikTok. Okay, so now they get a big following on TikTok. They get stroked all day long about how cool and awesome they are. And then people like me who have actual real dysphoria and struggle with it and don't want anyone else to struggle with it. It's why I sit here today to sort of show you that space. These people are indoctrinating little kids into the space because little kids think they can be like that. That's why this shit is dangerous. This dude is making a mockery of me. A mockery of my pain, my disorder, my uncomfortability of walking the world, yet I'm the one who gets nailed by the trans community. Why are they not calling people like that out? Why are there only some of us calling these people out? That's what I want you to see. And I know you see it, but you can see my frustration with these people. They're really ruining it for all of us. So this last one, you know who this buddy is. I can't stand this person. I cannot stand them. Okay, really puts the energy. Okay, genius. Can I put that on a t-shirt? Genius. I love it. It's so good. You guys are great. You're on today. That too might be one and one X. That's right. That's totally right. Come on. This is just, I mean, let's just have, I guess, fun. Hey, Danny. His arms too. I had dysphoria with single, that's right. With single leg hair. I mean, I know people, when you get a little chin hair, most trans women I know, if you have one chin hair, you're going to flip out and you're not going to leave the house for a week. That dude's like, he's a troll. He's totally, it's not real. But that's the problem. He's pretending like he's actually trans. And then that's what's just making everybody say, all you trans people are fake. Okay, I'm going to bring this one up. Look at, oh, wait, before it goes, hold on. You all know who this one is. But look, I want you to see this before we move forward. Look at this person's face. This is, we all know, but I'm going to say it. The person who sets up the camera gets a boat shit ton of food like a dude, because I don't really know. I know I'm gender stereotyping. I did. I can't help it. Gets a shit ton of food, okay, eats like a sailor, and puts the camera there to sort of like trap these poor innocent people who misgender him, okay? It's so fucking crazy. But do you see? Look at the face. Look at the face. The face says it all. This person is determined. You see that face? Determined to call somebody out for his TikTok parade. Okay, listen. You've got to listen.
What's going over here?
Hi.
We're doing okay?
We're doing okay. Yeah, I was called sir.
Oh, okay.
You know, it just really sucks every time it happens.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I go around and stream a lot of places. You got like 800 people watching.
You see that? That's what I wanted you to hear right there. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's not. It's actually not okay if you're making a big deal out of it. So why are you making a big deal out of it if it's okay, buddy? Number two, did you hear what he said? He said, oh, I stream. It's okay. I stream in a lot of places. And just so you know, there's 800 people watching now. That's what he just said to the waiter. So he's not doing it because he cares about being misgendered. He fucking knows he's going to be misgendered 100%. It's like me setting up a camera right now and thinking people are on some level going to not misgender me, because I know they're not going to misgender me. They're not. He knows they're going to misgender him. So he sits there with his fucking camera and says, oh, there's 800 people watching, but it's okay. You misgendered me.
Right now, it just sucks. You know, it really hurts every time.
Dude, go to therapy. You're using the waiters for your therapy.
And I know he didn't mean it. And a lot of people are hateful, but I could tell that's not what it was. It's just been really tough in the last.
It's just been really tough to go to all these restaurants with my camera camera and order fucking oysters on the rock that probably costs $200 and a bottle of champagne, and it's just so hard and so degrading for everybody to misgender me every time. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't. This is a joke. This is an actual joke. A joke. You know exactly what you're doing, buddy, with a plate of oysters in front of you. You're sick. Where are you getting all this money to eat like a sailor? I want to know. Where's this dude getting all this money? Where? Are people sending you money so you can go and sit in these restaurants and do this crap? I'm going to San Francisco to find this person. What do you all think? Should I go to San Francisco to find this person? I want to find the next restaurant this buddy sits at, and I want to go sit at the table with him. I think it would be genius. I'll do it. You all know me. I'll do it. I'll pay my own way. I'll go there. I'll do it. I think I should do it. I actually do. Yeah, I actually do think I should do it. I'll even pay for the lunch. But I want to sit with this buddy, and I want to have a serious conversation. I want to know, why are you doing this? What makes you think you're actually helping anybody? You know exactly what you're doing. You wouldn't pull the camera out. He would not pull the camera out. He would not do any of that. With, you understand what I'm saying? None of it. None of it. When the one filming probably makes more money. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This dude is making bank. He has like millions of followers on TikTok. He's making money, money, money. That's why the whole thing is disgusting. He's doing it for the money. There's no other reason why. Going to restaurants, setting up the camera, ordering a bunch of food, and then telling people, it hurts to be misgendered. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt you in one way, shape, or form. You're making a lot of money being misgendered. You are using our pain for your own gain. And I see you, dude. And I hope somebody sends this to you, because your time is limited. And I'm speaking to you. Your time is limited. So make all the bank you can right now, buddy, because that money isn't going to last forever. And I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I'm tired of these people, these fake influencers, these people indoctrinating. It's all a joke. It's a joke. So, yeah, he's crying all the way to the bank. You're totally right. What are you talking about? You look like a man in a dress. Tough. Then why don't you go and fix yourself up so you look more like a lady? Because you don't look like a lady, you don't walk like a lady, and you don't talk like a lady. So people are going to misgender you. Sorry. With that, kids, I got to go because I'm going to the park. And tonight is movie night at the park. And so I'm going to take a bunch of kids and we're going to go hang out at the park. And we're going to have popcorn and candy and all kinds of fun. And I'm going to have a joint, but I'm going to go way over there on the other side and smoke my joint and then come back to the kids. We don't do that around the kids. It's not cool. So with that, I hope that you all have a super awesome day. And I hope that you're spending time with your family, your friends, with yourself. And I hope that you realize you are responsible for your own self. Okay. And you're responsible for your own feelings. And you're responsible for the fact that if people do things mean to you, either get them out of your life or figure it out. But you don't have to be around toxic people. You understand that. You don't have to. It's your choice to be around people who are mean and nasty and ugly. I choose not to be. Okay. And that's why the block button rules. And that's why going outside into the real world, you'll actually engage in humanity out there. Shit just got real because I will not tolerate the fake trans community. They're all full of shit. So have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for joining me on a Saturday. And if you like doing this, we'll continue to do this. Okay. And I enjoy my time with you a lot. And I really do appreciate you all a lot supporting my work here. And if you'd like, I'll put the link to the LA Times article so you all can really see about reading that. And so with that, have the rest of your day. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend as well. And I'll see you guys Wednesday on the live.